Hi parent friends. So the last part of the Bare Minimum Coming Home series is for the supporting parents out there. While I know that not every family has two parents, a lot of you do, so I wanted to make sure I included this for them. It is completely based off of the best supporting parent out there, my husband, and he helped me a lot with this particular content. So I wanted to share both of our thoughts with you as we finish out the Bare Minimum Coming Home Basics series with content for the supporting parent. So there are 5 items that I wanted to bring to the attention of the supporting parent so that they could plan to be the best support that they could be for not just their baby but also the birthing parent. So some things that they should think about: their role as a parent, the prenatal checklist for the supporting parent, caretaking, housekeeping, and some helpful items to have. So I wanted to bring this up, the supporting parent's role as a parent. As a birthing parent, you end up creating this bond with your baby because you're growing your baby for 10 months. As a supporting parent, you might not have that same relationship with your child right away, and that's okay. It will come. But this child is your baby too, so it's really important that you create a special bond with your baby by doing all of the things that parents should do, because you are just as much a parent of your child as the birthing parent is. So what does that mean? You should definitely complete the basic parental responsibilities, right? Diaper changes, playing with the baby, putting the baby to sleep, feeding the baby as your feeding situation allows. If your family is breastfeeding and they're nursing and not pumping, that might be a little harder to do right away. If your family is breastfeeding and they're nursing and pumping, then you may be able to also give bottles to your baby and feed them. But remember, even if you don't feed your baby, you take care of your baby and bond with them in so many other ways. And all of those other ways are just as important as feeding the baby. It's also really important that you take an active role in parental decisions. Don't just let the birthing parent make all of the decisions for your child, and also don't make all the decisions for your child. Work together with the birthing parent to research and come to those decisions together. And lastly, show enthusiasm when parenting your baby. I know it can be hard if you don't feel bonded with your baby to show enthusiasm, but your baby will feel your enthusiasm and it will come. The relationship will come as you continue to develop that relationship with your baby. Just try and remember, for both of you, as a new parent, you're gonna make mistakes. Both of you will make mistakes. So try your best to be understanding of each other and work as a team as you raise your baby. Prenatal checklist for the supporting parent, the one who's not pregnant. So in the weeks before baby arrives, there's so many ways to prepare, and the birthing parent may be just too pregnant, too big, too uncomfortable, or maybe not feeling well enough. So the supporting parent should help by doing the following. First, request time off to care for the birthing parent and to bond with your baby. Those first few weeks are so precious. You do not want to miss them. Trust me. So try and take off time using family leave. 3 weeks is optimal. I know not everyone can do that, so do what you can do. If you can take off more time, do it. It will be so helpful for not just the birthing parent, but also so that you get to have that time with your baby to bond with them and develop that relationship as a parent that you want to have with your child. Don't forget to, before you go to the hospital, practice installing the car seat properly. So a couple things here. A lot of people like to install the car seat in the weeks before. We do not do that, just in case of an accident. If you have an accident and the car seat is installed in the car, you most likely will have to get a new car seat altogether. Will insurance pay for that? Probably. It's not a guarantee. You'd have to call your insurance company and check. A lot of them do. However, it is paperwork, and you will have to pay for the car seat before they will reimburse you, most likely. So what we do is we keep the car seat in the box, put it in the trunk, and leave it there, like probably around 38, 39 weeks pregnant. However, my husband will always take the car seat out and make sure he can install the car seat properly. Eventually, will the birthing parent be able to do that? Yes. When they're pregnant or newly postpartum, no. Those things are heavy. So as a supporting parent, please make sure you're able to properly install your car seats. Most car seat manufacturers have how-to videos on YouTube, so look it up and make sure you've installed it and uninstalled it multiple times, return it to the box, and put it in your car. Lastly, set up a safe sleeping space for your baby to have naps as well as for their nighttime sleep. Putting together a crib or a bassinet takes time, and it also can be complicated. It's one of those things you don't want to mess up on. So make sure you set those up for the baby for when they come home well before they're expected to arrive. Also, the birthing parent is probably nesting a whole lot and has a whole to-do list in their head. So it might be a helpful thing for them if you just ask them, hey, do you need help with anything? Is there anything that we haven't done that you can think of that I could help you with? Because that will just take a lot of the stress off of them, and it will enable you to do the things that need to get done before baby arrives instead of after, when you may be sleep deprived or tired or stressed out. Next, caretaking. You should expect to be the primary caretaker of the birthing parent during her initial and most important recovery period, which will be around 3 weeks, probably more. But especially those first 3 weeks, it's really important that you are helping the birthing parent as much as possible. Here's some ways that you can do that. Remind the birthing parent to hydrate and eat by refilling her water, bringing her nutritious snacks or food every 3 hours. Plan for and make freezer or other simple meals. So you guys can work together with this, right? Before baby arrives, you could make those freezer meals, or you could divide up those responsibilities. Maybe she makes them before the baby arrives and you make them after. Either way, just make sure you guys have a plan so that you're both going to be adequately fed, but especially her as she's recovering from labor and delivery. Aside from checking in on her physical needs, make sure you're paying close attention to the birthing parent's emotional needs and mental health. This is super important and often overlooked. We know that hormones will be up and down after pregnancy and delivery. We know that. However, if you're noticing that she's upset a lot or she's anxious past like 2 to 3 weeks, you might consider talking to her gently about maybe seeing a therapist, possibly one who specializes in the postpartum period, to kind of help her through that. I had to see a therapist. I have been seeing a therapist for my last 2 pregnancies, and I can't tell you how helpful it was to be able to express all of the things I was feeling in a non-judgmental setting. And knowing that my husband was so supportive of that and understood that I needed that extra support, it was really helpful and encouraging for me to just go and get the help that I needed. So my tip here is to just remember to care for not just the birthing parent's physical needs, but her mental health as well. Also, encourage her to take it easy. If she's up and doing dishes and laundry and heavy lifting in like the first few weeks postpartum, please encourage her to lay down, take it easy. Tell her to watch her favorite show on Netflix, whatever it is. Help her, encourage her, help her know that it's okay for her to take it easy so that her health is okay. housekeeping plan. You're going to have to figure out how to balance being a new parent and being the primary caretaker of the home for the first few weeks, okay? The birthing parent is going to have, I know I've said this so many times, but at least a 2 to 3 week recovery period. So together, maybe decide which housekeeping tasks to prioritize postpartum and the ones that can just wait a little bit. It's okay if your house isn't spick and span. See what you can do to make it livable and a peaceful space for both of you. We like to meal plan to create a less stressful grocery list and shopping experience. We literally plan for the same 7 sets of meals all week, so we know exactly what we're buying the next week, and that's really helpful to have. Even if we don't eat Monday's meals on Monday, we know we'll have the groceries if we decide to flip Mondays and Thursdays meals. It also ends up being more cost effective that way. Also, and lastly, keep the kitchen stocked with healthy snacks for both the birthing parent and for you. You're both going to be having some sleep deprivation and maybe stressed or tired or unsure, so having nutritious snacks on hand is going to be helpful for both of you. So I like hippies, string cheese, pitas and hummus, pumpkin seeds. All of those are great nutritious options. So just remember, being a new parent is a lot of work. You might feel like you're on survival mode. That's okay, we're all on survival mode right after baby comes. So making plans ahead of time for all of these items, it will help alleviate a lot of stress for you, and so that your house can be a happy space for you guys. Helpful items. This slide comes directly from my husband. So he recommended these items that were especially helpful when he stayed up with baby to let me sleep for a little bit. Staying up with baby often required him to hold the baby, pat the baby, walk around with the baby. So these are a few items that helped him to kind of stay awake during those times. Extra long phone charger if he was sitting and rocking. Bluetooth headphones if he was walking around, he would listen to podcasts or whatever. And a hobby to keep you occupied if you're sitting with the baby for long amounts of time. So this is not you can go outside while the baby's inside, right? You kind of have to be with them. So hobbies that you can do, books, a portable gaming system, maybe games on your phone, or something that you're learning about, or courses that you're taking online, right? So any of those things that you can do to kind of keep you occupied so you're staying awake and alert in order to care for the baby while maybe the birthing parent is sleeping or taking a shower or otherwise taking care of themselves. So we know that being the support parent is a lot of responsibility. Between learning how to parent, caring for the birthing parent, taking care of the house, there's so much responsibility there. My husband was saying that his number one tip was, even if it means you're staying up for 10 minutes, take some time to yourself every day. Others, you're gonna get burned out. It's a lot of work, it's a lot of transition, so take care of yourself in whatever ways you can, even if it just means stealing a few minutes here and there. So I hope that was helpful for you, the bare minimum coming home basics for the supporting parent, to start planning for your role as parents. Think about that prenatal checklist that needs to happen before baby arrives, your caretaking, housekeeping plans, and getting those helpful items to help yourself when you are caring for your child. As always, if I missed anything, please put them in the comments. If you have any questions, I'd love to hear them. Put those in the comments or message me. Please like and subscribe. And as always, I'd love to be there for you as that parent friend.